Bong bong, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and one of my online patrol units found our NYU student. This person deliberately wanted to debate me in the comments on Instagram, and she was literally trying to fish for me to say something specific. She wanted me to say that I didn't care about the Palestinian lives, and I'm already 34. I was like, "You're a little girl." She had no idea who I was, and NYU. We're just gonna start out with when I was when I was 24. This girl wasn't even old enough to fucking check out library books on her own. So we're just flat out. You're way too young to be arguing with someone as badass as me. So with that, I asked her about how she felt for the girl that was burned on the subway, since she is a NYU student. That's a very important topic, especially right now with immigration being a big issue. I wanted to ask her how she felt about current events that are happening here in the United States, as she kept trying to bring up that our taxpayer money is going towards the war. And so, for anyone to ever claim they have some type of right to demand, oh, you're using our taxpayer money for this or that, how do you feel about things that are going on here in the States? And she refused to answer the question. I asked her, do you simp for the Guatemalan that murdered the woman on the subway? I feel bad for that woman, and honestly, I feel like they should give that Guatemalan guy the death penalty in front of everyone to know what will happen when you try to demoralize or try to hurt another American despite race, creed, or color. I'm Mexican. Honestly, F that Guatemalan dude. Like, I would love to be the guy that throws the switch in the chair, and I'll do the Green Mile shit. Just won't even rub the water on his dome. Maybe I will, just so it won't stink. But anyways, she refused to answer other questions. She was just strictly stuck on the Palestine war. And so in turn, I asked her, do you think that it was justified for Hamas to go on an attack on October 7th? Refused to answer the question. She was solely just stuck on the thousands of lives that were taken, not even acknowledging that during that hostage release there were a bunch of Hamas soldiers. Why were these soldiers not engaging in combat with the IDF when they were literally just hiding? You're supporting a group of cowards that would rather sacrifice women and children as they hid underground. Everyone trying to say that they're the most moral army or whatever. You literally sacrificed women and children and hid in fear. And the crazy part is, this is NYU. This is the kicker. This is the kicker. This is how I know if you really attain the level of prestige or prestigious title that you claim to be. And I'm going to tag San Francisco State at the bottom, so that way you guys can debate and see who's going to shoot me that scholarship. Because I was already operating on people when I was 21. I graduated from Utah, came back to California. I was a medical technician. And but despite being a felon, I could walk across that border and come back with anything. Literally anything. I could just close all of my electronics and go to a Black Ops site, and I could get literally anything. Okay, I'm fucking that guy. Anyways, so as these hostages are being released, I'd like for you to just imagine this. This is something divine. When those women are returned, they're returning to their families, their homes, their loved ones, and they're just in tears, breaking down, and just filled me with joy to know that they held on long enough to be able to be returned and reunited with their loved ones. Those prisoners, those prisoners that were sent back, they returned to the rubble and ruin that was left in the wake of the war. Yes, they were released, but only after thousands of their people were sacrificed, only to find their homes destroyed. Now, you can always rebuild a home. Got you there. See, you're going to say that. They can always rebuild. But what is it going to take for those women to heal? What will it take for those women to heal from being held captive? Who knows what kind of torture they were subjugated to Whether they were tortured or not doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Being held against your will in a tunnel like that is basically torture. You're on some Silence of the Lamb type shit. Basically, they were probably telling these girls it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again type shit. Because, I mean, I'm just telling you right now, I would never do any type of shit like that. But if I did, would I be looked at as a great Hamas fighter? Like, yeah, I took some shotties hostage because I wanted more SpaghettiOs and donuts to be delivered to my house every day with like some coconut water, expensive shit, and I want the water in a glass bottle type. But yeah, so this is the scenario you're looking at. These women are being released from the rubble and ruin into the arms of their loved ones, surrounded by the beautiful cities of Tel Aviv and what have you, as the prisoners are returning to the bombed out and depleted cities of Gaza. So I just want you to put this vision in your head. This is going to be pretty awesome when I get my designer to draw out this picture as these exchanges are happening. You're walking into the different areas of the war. This is it's a metaphor. If you guys aren't able to really put that together, then you should just be fired automatically if you're a teacher. Do people deserve rights in the sense that what have they done to deserve those rights? And how do you feel? We can go back to the Guatemalan. What rights does this Guatemalan have now that we know that he murdered that woman? He set her on fire. No one did anything. There could have been, someone could have put that fire out. There should be fire extinguishers on the subway. Now, just like how in Japan there are no garbages because of the arsenic or whatever, the cyanide, whatever the fuck, poison attack that happened in 1995. I'm educated. Don't ever say I'm not intelligent. So that's why there's no garbage. But anyways, so yeah. So do you feel like if he wins the case, how are you gonna feel? Like, say like, oh, like, did the lighter fit the hand? The lighter did not fit the hand. No, that Guatemalan guy is guilty and should be, boom, they should just put him on death row and he should be executed to save us from those taxpayer dollars that she was worried about that were going towards the war. If you are so worried about taxpayer money, then you should be more concerned about what happens here in the States. And with that, San Francisco State University, I am your hero. In the sense that in 2014 on Mission Street, bumper to bumper traffic, I got out to stop a fight. Instead of watching or recording as many people did in 2014, there was a lot of violence that went on all over California. I put my foot down and I said, I'm not gonna just sit here and watch. And it was some random lame, some white fat bald guy. So, white fat bald guys across the nation, you guys owe me. I just said, you know what? Even though he a lame, I'm not gonna, allow this to happen in the city, which is now I claim the city, San Francisco. So whenever you guys all saw, why are they posting Cali Wind? I decided that I wasn't just gonna let this lame ass motherfucker get stomped out and then later on go home and see on the news. I had that vision when I was sitting in traffic. I went home and I was gonna see the news of this guy on the ICU, like, no one did anything to save this fat lame baldo. I separated the fight and people clapped right there on Mission. Bumper to bumper traffic. Me hopped out right after I went to Burner's fucking club. It got me like like ounce of some Reggie. Burner, remember you guys had like the discount tree? Anyways, that was me. NYU. How often do you have students that will stop a fight? I've stopped a knife wielding attacker that fucking broke into my friend's home. Female friend of mine, her ex boyfriend broke in because he was jealous and tried to kill her, and now he's doing time. Put that into perspective of things that I've done. I've got a long list. NYU, I feel like you should revoke this student's transcripts and whatever, just because she could not answer the questions that I gave her, and she was trying to fish for me to talk shit. I talk shit all the time. You're literally talking to the legend. I'm not gonna give you the cookie cutter answer. I'm gonna be blunt AF, alright? Like, there's no holding hands, kumbaya. I play metal and rock, alright? That's how we're rolling.